Well done, boys. Looks like ice cold sushi for breakfast.
The story of the medieval times. Ah, a classic tale to be told. But for this story, we need to go back, way back. The year is 481 AD, and Clovis has united the Franks through treachery and exceptional military skill. Him and the other tribe leaders have met in a military outpost west of Deep Haven. The Franks have finally joined forces to create a united Frank Empire.
Franks have been separated tribes for years and have not united under one man. But today, we are here to declare Clovis the King of the Franks!
King of the
Franks!
King of the Franks!
Father, I've heard of your correlation with the Pope.
So you've heard.
Yo, man, what up?
Tell me what?
Up here in the castle, bro.
I will have King of the Franks by the Pope and by God.
So when you pass on, I'll become King of the Franks?
Yes.
Yes!
Charlemagne was barely 10, but he knew what this meant more than anyone. He was to rule ancient Europe. Charles was a tall and sturdy child, a natural ruler, you could say. He obtained most of his appearance from his mother, but his identity was certainly molded by his father.
Oh my god, it's a boy!
Here's your son.
Mama.
It is the day after the siege of Pavia, and the Lombards have been defeated by Charlemagne's forces. Some of the Lombardic soldiers flee from the city in fear for their lives, but Charlemagne made it clear to wipe out the Lombardic forces, and that was what they were going to do.
Dismount! Oh there! You're going to kill me, get on with it. I won't put up much fight.
Oh no. I would never kill a man that is unarmed. Your last breath is near, and your wounds are too great. I'm Sir Bentley. Can you still fight?
A knight? Ha! You're nothing more than a glorified sworn sword, fighting for kings that would not fight for you.
Things have changed, you know. Charles the Great is now King of the Franks, and as of right now, he is the King of the Lombards too. I might even get my own fief soon enough.
That's great. You'll see. He'll turn out like the rest of them. Eating and drinking to an early grave.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Do you have a name, young Lombard?
The name's Pius Smith. To think I was to turn out as blacksmith.
Men at this time were often in need of last names, as having only first was a bit confusing, so many men were named after the occupation they had, such as Smith, Miller, Clark, and Taylor. Some even went off of the place they lived: Ford, Wood, Stone, and Hill.
Squire, sword. Take this and die a warrior's death.
When I die, take my body to Todi. My family will want proper burial.
I swear it under my honor.
After the siege of Pavia, Charlemagne's empire had grown so large that he himself could not rule all of it. He separated his kingdom into hundreds of districts. Charlemagne knew that men had a tendency to rebel, so he had his personal envoys keep an eye on all the separate districts for him.
Where are we headed to now, my lord?
We're headed to Isle Castle, just north of here. It's been a while since we've rested, and it's where I grew up. We'll be well accepted there. Best keep in the world, my father always told me.
I've never heard of it, my lord. Is it a particularly large castle?
How long were you a page, squire?
3 years, sir. Why do you ask?
3 bloody years a page, and you haven't heard of Isle Castle? Wait, what is that? Who art thou, knight?
Sir Humongous, the greatest to live.
Wait, did you say Sir Humongous?
Yes, what about it? Enough. I'll challenge you to a joust. Then we'll see who's the greatest.
A joust? I'll have you know that I've never lost a joust.
Good, then you'll be a worthy opponent.
Wait, remind me what the joust was again?
Just knock him off your horse, sir. You'll have no problem.
Okay.
Well then, shall we begin?
We shall.
It's Christmas Day, 800 AD, and many are gathered in the church. This was not only important because Jesus' name day, but because Charlemagne was to be crowned Emperor of Rome that day. Pope Leo III dons the crown on Charles' head and declares him Emperor. The Pope had great power in medieval history. Religion served as a sense of order and authority amongst the chaos after the fall of Rome. The church's care for the poor and needy amassed many followers, and the Pope had great political and religious power, even enough to crown Charlemagne Emperor.
I dub you king.
Whilst this new title did little to increase the power already bestowed upon him, it set a new precedent for the Roman Empire and how popes saw themselves in line with the king. After his crowning, Charlemagne went on a spree of religious persecution, beheading almost 4,500 Saxons because they would not convert to Christianity.
I, Charlemagne the Great, sentence you to death! It is done.
With Charles the Great's love of learning, naturally, his empire expanded upon the universe of knowledge. At his royal court in Aachen, he assembled many brilliant minds where they studied and taught the royal children. He created educational reforms which renewed the tension of the Bible. During his reign, monasteries became the primary center of learning, and even an elegant writing system, Carolingian Middle School, was created.
Alcuin, you know you're my most trusted advisor.
Yes, what be of it?
I need to consult you on matters that will soon be out of my own hands. It's about my grandsons.
Continue, my lord.
They're filled with greed, I know it, and if one of them isn't chosen to rule, the rivalry between their own blood will break out. I've already talked to Louis. He discounts my concerns as if I'm a madman. I need to watch over the boys, make sure they don't tear this kingdom apart.
Until my dying day, my lord.
Charlemagne passed away not long after that in 814 AD. His son, Louis the Pious, inherited the throne and ruled the kingdom. The fault was not in Louis, but his sons, Charles the Bold, Louis the German, and Lothair. A bitter rivalry broke out over the land they would receive.
Brothers, we are finally in the same room together again. How long has it been? 15, maybe even 20 years?
Cut the small talk affair. We all know why we're here. Soon our father will die, and if we don't come to an agreement, a war between 3 nations will break out and destroy our nation.
Glad to see you on a high horse like always, Charles. Like you weren't as much of a part of this as we were.
I know I was, but it seems to me I'm the only one that knows how dire the situation is. We have Muslims attacking from the south, Magyars pillaging in the east, and Vikings raiding our northern borders. What do you expect to defend a kingdom against outsiders when we ourselves are destroying it? Now I'm not leaving this room until we've reached an agreement.
The 3 brothers walked out of that signing that day with 3 separate lands to inherit. Charles the Bold received West Frankland, Louis the German received East Frankland, and Lothair retained the title of Emperor and ruled the land between West and East Franklin. Years after Charlemagne's empire reverted into history, powerful nobles were replacing Carolingian kings, and a new form of government was arising, feudalism. And one of the first to start this new form of government was Isle Castle.
Perhaps he writes about this.
Feudalism will work, I told you so.
Yes, my lord, indeed you did. The people you govern are more loyal than they ever have been. I guess people's safety is of utmost importance.
Did the king respond yet?
No, my lord, but I don't see why they should object to. You did the homage ceremony and became a vassal. You assumed my oath to serve this land. If that's not enough to trust you, then I don't know what is.
When I die, he will take this land right back. I need to make sure it stays in the family. My family has ruled Isle Castle for decades. I cannot let him take this land and hand it to another vassal.
It was the year 934 AD. The season of planting was die. The peasants were preparing the fields. Using the new three-field harvest system was a lot more profitable. They planted different crops in separate fields, keeping them profitable all year long. Fay and Brinley Stone were working in the fields of Alban Manor. Working in those fields is all they've ever known, and they are accustomed to giving portions of the crops to the Lord. Arthur Miller, a freeman who owns the mill, approaches as they work. He often oversaw the serfs and peasants working in the fields, for they directly impacted how much grain came into his mill.
It's gonna be a good harvest this year.
I suppose so. I just hope we have enough to go around. The Lord's taking more and more nowadays.
I think we will. The new three-field crop system is revolutionary. It doubles the amount of crops we get year-round and keeps the fields fertilized.
Will you all be here tomorrow? We have a lot of work to do.
No, we won't. The next 3 days is a week work. We gotta work for the Lord. It's our duty.
Where are you guys stationed?
I'm butchering the animals, and Brinley is working maintenance in the manor. The Lord is holding a feast, and he wants everything to be perfect.
I'm glad I'm a free man. Serving just isn't my nature.
Yeah, well, you were born into an apprenticeship. Some of us weren't so lucky.
Yes, it seems all one needs is to be born into a good name and he'll succeed. Anyways, you two ought to get back to the village. I'll get my men to finish up here.
It's nearly dusk, Arthur. We're well used to working into the night. We can stay.
Whatever you say. I ain't gonna stop you from working.
Christmas is coming up, you know.
I can tell with this bitter cold.
Are we gonna go to the church this year?
Do you usually?
I just figured with the three-field system, maybe the serfs won't have to work through Christmas.
We'll see.
Holidays were not much of an occasion for the regular peasant, often working straight through Christmas and Easter. But with Christianity spreading more and more, maybe there is room to change.
Greetings. I'm not sure I met you two. I'm the new parish priest here at Alden.
Oh, why, hello. It's nice to meet you.
Seem nervous. I promise I don't bite.
I apologize to my sister. It's just the old priest didn't speak to the serfs much.
Nonsense. What good is a priest if he can't help those in need? May I ask if you've heard the 7 sacraments?
No, we haven't.
Here, sir. Take this and read it. It will enlighten your path.
Thank you.
We've developed the system of sacraments by studying baptism and the Last Supper. Baptism regenerates and cleanses the soul of sin. These are necessary for salvation. Promise me you'll look at them.
The church at this time was run by clergymen and laity. They were separated in secular and regular. The secular clergy dealt with the religious services and delivering the 7 sacraments. The regular usually retired to a life of solitude and devote their life to God. Monks were a big part of medieval religion. They developed multiple new farming techniques and gained a good view from the public. Saints, or holy ones, were highly respected and almost prayed to as much as Jesus. Some examples are Saint Martha, Saint Valentine, and Saint Patrick.
I need to consult you on matters that will soon be out of my hands. It's about my grandsons.
Continue, my lord.
Oh, Ben! Action.
Yeah, well, you were born into an apprenticeship. Some of us weren't so lucky.
Yes, it seems all one needs is to be born into a good name and he'll succeed. Anyways,
Oh my god. It's a boy.
What the heck is this, Eric? Yeah, I'll just go with it. Okay.
Get up.
Oh my god.
I dub you king!
Restart.
She was like legit
Wait a
hitting
minute.
you in the shoulder.
No, okay, put the crown on first and then dub so we can get the blood in.
Abby hitting you with the
You know?
sword. I know, it kind of hurt.
Hey, put the crown on first this time. Hold the sword to your side like this, and then put the crown on.
What should I do after? A different scene where like it just shows.
I should,
like kill both of them. You want to?
Uh.
Yeah, I should just be like, huh, and then you just fall over. I should be like, ah, and just fall back into the tree. Do it.
Keep breathing. You can do it.
Don't let your kids watch it!
I remember when I lost my mind.
That's all, folks.